Now the day has turned into evening, and formal wear must be worn. Only one corner can offer you the best in tweed.
Brian Carter, and I'm the managing director of Jackson's. It started off on that corner near 6 High Street, and then in 1890 the council changed the direction of King's Road because hitherto it had gone south of the Holy Brook, and then when they put in trams, which are first were horse-drawn trams, trams won't go around sharp corners, as you know. So they want to get from King's Road to Broad Street without two right angle bends, so they knocked down numbers 1 to 5 King's Road and made King's Road come along here, because until that King's Road came out opposite the hotel over there, that Indian restaurant you see. So then at that stage Edward Jackson acquired number 1 King's Road, which was the adjoining property, and then many years later, what was now Lloyd's Bank was a hotel, the Broadface Hotel, and they had some stables, which they didn't require anymore. They got to the 1930s, so they sold us the stables, and they built a sort of a warehouse block at the back there, and then purchased a bit of land from number 7 High Street so they could get from one to the other without going all around the outside. And then subsequently, 3 shops, 5, 7 and 9 King's Road, were purchased in the 1940s, and then they got the leases ran out in the 1950s, and they were converted knocked into the same building. But number 3, which is where we're actually now, was still a pub. And this pub remained a pub for a few more years, and then they decided they'd close it down. It was too small. It was a very small pub. And so we acquired that. We still have a cash chute system, which you probably noticed. The system of putting cash in little canisters and whizzing it around the building. But that is still in operation. It was put in the 1940s, but it gets more expensive to maintain all the time. Because in those days they were mass produced, and now if you want something new, you know it's got to be made specially, and it costs more. But it suits us because it's a very inefficient building from the shop point of view nowadays. It's all a lot of little areas, cubby holes, separate, as you know, not together. And if you had to keep a till in each, it would be very dangerous from the point of view of having it pinched. So just having all the cash sent centrally to one place is a great advantage from that point of view. I mean, you know, a lot of things you can't compete on price with places like Primark and Matalan. You know, they're a lot cheaper. They always will be because of the way they go on. But we have to try and sell something that is slightly different. And any modern shop now is one big area, isn't it? With all different things all dotted around, and then you go to one point for a cash point where you pay for it. It's quite different. Far more efficient. You don't need so many staff, and you know, this is what people expect nowadays, and they find this very strange coming into an old-fashioned place like this. Oh, we used to make suits on the premises till about 40 years ago. There used to be one man who was a cutter, and he used to take measurements and cut the cloth out. You picked your piece of cloth and he would cut it out, and then there's some machinists who, you know, make up the trousers and the jacket, whatever it was. And but then that folded up because the cutter retired, and you have to have that's the important part, is cutting it out right. Well, you know, if you're not buying a suit that's made to measure for you, and you buy one off the peg, it may not fit properly in certain places, so it has to be altered, and you know, the trousers have to be changed, or the sleeves have to be changed, or sometimes the back is too full, so the back has to be taken in, and you know, that's the thing for an alterations person to do, you see. So we kept doing that for some time. But, We still have 2 people work upstairs on the premises doing alterations and things. How did I come to managing director? Well, I came here and I started, I went around several departments first of all, and then a buyer left. He went to another job in Wales, so I got his job was in the drapery and hand knitting department, and I've basically been done there ever since. And then when my uncle died, about 15, 16 years ago, I became managing director. There's a sort of policy to maintain. Trying to give service to customers and that sort of thing. But it isn't the same as it was in the old days. I will show you. I will show you something that now this is something Edward Jackson had many years ago. These are instructions for his staff. For the opening shop, the proper time, if you were late, 2p you got fined. Alright? For something for dinner, being late for dinner, half hour for tea break, 2p. Half an hour only allowed for dinner on Saturday premium, except in cases where they are more, and that is from salary, and we give them to some benevolent object. I don't know what that is. All goods bought by the citizens must be entered by the principal or deputy. Tact, push and principle are the essentials of a good business hand. Signed, Edward Jackson. It's no good doing a job if you aren't happy with it, because you spend a lot of your life working, don't you? And if you're only working so that you can, enjoy your leisure, it isn't much of a life. If you want to do something you enjoy, then not everyone can, I know, but I happen to enjoy working here, so I'm very fortunate.